See,
off.
that component I love too,
Yeah.
because we're getting to more and more like this playground feel of basketball.
So this has been discussed on Kevin Durant's podcast. Shout out to them. Shout out to the Etceteras. That's with Eddie Gonzalez and Katie. That's their podcast that they host on the Boardroom. And this is courtesy of the Boardroom. And this broke, I believe, on NBA on TNT that normally airs on Tuesdays, that the picking of the teams will be different. So basically what will happen is that the captains, which whoever who that will be, will draft their rosters before the game begins on February 19th. Now, Durant's idea was just to basically be in the locker room and the captains be like, hey, I want this guy, I want that dude. But I don't know how the NBA is going to really execute this from a television standpoint. I don't know if they're all going to be on the court and they're all going to pick their guys. So we'll see how that goes. I think Candace Park has a good point in terms of like now you're going to have the last person picked, in the arena with people like with their reactions as compared to like a Zoom, and people forget, a couple of days after the teams are selected. So this is an interesting format. I like it. I don't think it's going to really influence the ratings or anything. I think it's a cool new change, I guess. I mean, I liked personally. I'm gonna miss the old format just because of like the inside the NBA crew just roasting them and just asking them questions and it's making it uncomfortable. So I guess the crowd will have to take the place of inside the NBA. But it's cool. I don't have anything against this. I like the NBA trying something different, so that always bodes well for the league. What are your thoughts on?
This is more exciting to me.
Yeah,
Definitely makes it more interesting because of the live component of that. Uh, and you're going to want to watch all the way through because everyone's going to want to know who gets picked last.
that's true.
There's been hesitancy for years to do this format specifically for that reason. Like, we don't want one of these players getting picked last in front of everyone. I say, come on. Come on. You're going to be fine. You're the last pick of all-stars, like the
It's true.
all-star team.
They're
Like,
acting like you're the last
not
pick.
you're not pathetic. This isn't like
Right.
me in 5th grade trying to hold back tears when I was picked last for recess
Me too.
basketball,
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
So, not that this is actually something I'm still dealing with, but come on. These guys are going to be okay. This whole entire sport, this whole entire industry is for our entertainment, and this is not like an exploitive thing putting people down or anything like that. Let's be cool with this. I do think it is just more entertaining to see like what the audience reactions will be to these picks. And also, if it's happening, this is right before the game, you said? Or the
Yeah, right
day
before
before the
the
game?
no, right before the game. So like either they'll be on the court and you'll have the captains pick them, or they'll be in the locker room. I'm not exactly sure how they'll execute this, but it'll be like right before the game tips
See,
off.
that component I love too,
Yeah,
because we're getting to more and more like going back to me at recess, more and more like this playground feel of basketball. It'd be cool if they did this, one year at like an outdoor court too. Like, just
that's what I'm saying.
keep going with that momentum. It's going to make it cooler and cooler the more you get it in a sport that prides itself for having its ear to the streets, so to speak, and relating to everyone. I mean, this brings it home.
Well, that's been talked about, and I think the
Yeah,
NHL's experiment this with the Winter Classic.
right. And
And
baseball.
yeah, baseball too. Sometimes it works with hockey, and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know if you remember, they did a game in Lake Placid or something, and it was like
Oh
really,
gosh,
I
yeah,
mean, they had to stop
true.
the game because it was too sunny. So I think the All Star games in February, you run into problems like playing a game at Rucker Park. It's going to be cold. You get a snowstorm. So
Yeah,
that's where's the game going to be played? Do you want to do it in California? The more historical courts are going to be in New York.
of course.
That's
Yeah,
where logistically, how do you pull that off? But we've seen outdoor games before. I mean, college basketball, they play on a naval ship, so it's not
yeah.
impossible. So
Definitely. Yeah, I think it's something that honestly, I mean, I think it will happen in the future. I
yeah,
think this format change is a step towards that.
Yeah, agreed.
So I'm a fan of it,
You too.
and it's not something to me that, I mean, like the All-Star game, we need to change it around from time to time. Like give guys a new competitive motivation. This is something, with this happening right before the game, this is something that adds some of that fire to it. I mean, if the guys, which I'm sure most of them were watching it on TNT inside the NBA when they were picking in the past, like you get that fire in your belly when you see it. But by the time you're getting to the court, I'm sure it's out of your system.
It's
Whereas
true.
now it's like right there.
Yeah.
This is happening.
Well, guys play pickup all the time competitively. This happens all the time, and we, as fans, we see a little bit of it just because of social media. But you're right. I think you're capitalizing on their bruised ego, and hopefully that'll turn into entertaining basketball, and along with the Elam ending as well. So hopefully that'll turn into a much more entertaining All Star game. We're starting to see that. You know,
Yeah.
the fourth quarters have been more entertaining. The guys are giving more effort, but hopefully throughout the entire game, you know, we'll see a change.